Oh my goodness, I have been called out by this lovely lady. You can almost see the chip on her shoulder, can't you? Now this is the first contact we had with one another. She would later claim that she wasn't rude in her opening message, but I beg to differ. And she went on to say, if you can't prove that you actually understand what's written, please stop. Respectfully, but I sense sarcasm.
Challenge accepted.
I usually just ignore trolls like this because I hate it just stems from jealousy. But for you, I will make an exception. And since you're such an advocate of proof, you must have evidence for your Inca royal bloodline. But to be honest, proving my position shouldn't be too difficult. Because this woman believes that these images flashing in front of your screen right now is actual photographic evidence for ancient deities. That's right, modern cartoons equals actual evidence for ancient gods. I mean, yeah. Alright, let's get the easiest bit done first. I think it is safe to say that these are most definitely not photographs of Enki and Enlil. And now the sensible part, going over the language. So I'm going to quickly run over this tablet for you. Ningirsu, Yosan Kalaga, Enlil, Luga Ani, Shogi, Nita Kalaga, Luga Arum Kima, Luga Kengi Kirike, Eninu, a Kiangani Munadu, which says Ningirsu, the mighty warrior or the mighty hero of Enlil, Enlil's the third line down, his king, Shogi, the mighty man or the strong man, the king of Yor, the king of Sumerian and Akkad, the temple of 50, his beloved temple he built. Now let's prove my case. And to be honest, I'm going to take this moment to shout out all of my followers because most of the people that come to my page are intelligent. And it doesn't take much to realise that I'm not just pulling this out my arse. So the very top line says Ningirsu. So it's made up of 4 signs, with the first being a silent honorific determinative, Dinger, Nin, Gir and Su. The very first sign is telling us what follows is the name of a god, and then Nin, Gir and Su is the name of the god itself. Now Nin by itself is also the word used for queen or lady, as shown here. Oh, and by the way, this one says Ninlel, Ninani, Shogi, Nita Kalaga, Luga Arum Kima, Luga Kengi Kirike, Namtu Lanishe Amunaru. Ninlil, his lady or his queen, Shogi, the mighty man, the king of Yor, the king of Sumer and Akkad, for his life he dedicated the speed. But I suppose I'm talking out my arse, aren't I? Yeah, so I suppose I better prove myself more. So, the second line, you're saying Kalaga. I said it means the mighty or the strong hero. And would you look at that? You're saying hero, Kalaga, strong. It's weird, isn't it? It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. And this information is coming from highly respected sites, the EPSD 1 and 2, which is managed by Urak. Great, third line, we've got Enlil La, again starting off with the sign for divine, and then his name Enlil, and then the last sign, La, is the genitive case marker. And I know you won't know what genitive means, so I'll just tell you very simply, it means of. And here is an excerpt taken from Daniel A. Fox-Fogg's Introduction to Sumerian Grammar. Here is a brief look at his credentials. Certainly more reliable than a TikTok charlatan who thinks modern cartoons are evidence of ancient gods. So, as you can see, Sumerian is noun first, case last. There's a load of stuff in between which you don't need to know. You wouldn't understand it even if I tried to explain it to you. But we have A, Lugala, where La is acting as the genitive case marker of the house of the king, which is in the same format as Enlil La. Says the mighty hero of Enlil. I think I've proved myself already, but I'm going to keep going. So the fourth line, Luga Ani. I said that this means his king, and here is king in Sumerian, and here it is again from Urak, and Ani is marking the third person possessive. That means his, by the way. And here we have one of the best translators on earth telling us so. There is no masculine or feminine markers in Sumerian, so it all relies on context. So it can mean his or her king. And the next line down, that's a name that says Shogi. He was a king, they also used the sign for divine. Now the next 2 lines is the same phrase you will see written on every single foundation tablet you can find. Lugal Urum Kima, Lugal Kiengi Ki Urike. Which is saying the king of Yor and the king of Sumer and Akkad. Where this sign is being used as the genitive case marker and the ergative case marker squished together as one sign. Or does squishing words together sound too far-fetched? Because we've never done anything like that, have we? I probably have no clue. I'm just talking out my arse, I guess. So the next line down says Ainanu. This literally translates to the Temple of 50, but it's just generally called Ainanu. Sign for temple and house are the same, and it evolved and changed over time. So we're on the second to last line. We're nearly done. Have I proved myself yet? It says A Kiangani. I've already shown you that A means temple, and Kiang, or Kianga in this case, means beloved. And I've also gone over that Ani is the third person possessive, his. So it's his beloved temple. Remember, nouns come first. And the very last line says Munadu. And this is a verbal chain. It's a very small, simple verbal chain, but it's still a verbal chain. And the stem of this chain, which would sit in slot 12 of the verbal chain, is do 3, which means to build. It's do 3 because Sumerian is homophonic, and if you don't know what that means, look it up. and it means, to build. Mu is the conjugation prefix, also known as the vented prefix. This sits in slot 4 of the verbal chain. And then na is a dative infix, also telling us it's in the third person. So altogether, I know it's saying he built. But don't take my word for it, this is a very common phrase and is featured on every foundation tablet. Now, I think I've proven without a shadow of a doubt, I'm not talking out of my fucking ass. So kindly